What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. On the last part, we watched as the entire group evolved in their own ways. Goku and Chi-Chi acts as Super Saiyan 2, while Piccolo, Gohan, and Vegeta focus more on Kaioken. As we went into the Buu saga, Majin and Vegeta appeared, as a much more fierce foe with Super Kaioken. With Goku frozen in stone, Chi-Chi had to fight him, and given the scope of this battle, it gave more than enough energy to revive Majin Buu. And now, Goku, Chi-Chi, Piccolo, and Gohan have to face Majin Buu, with Vegeta unconscious nearby as Shin and Kibito watch on. Will they be victorious, or will they fail? For this part, let's hit a like goal of 3,000 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part in the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. The fight with Majin Buu continues. He's relentless. No matter what they do, it seems nothing's working. They can't just hurt him, he regenerates. It's not like they could tire him out either. He just keeps going. It seems like he's not losing any stamina at all. And the worst part is, he's having fun with all this. This is enjoyable for him. And not only that, he's trying to turn them into candy too, so they have to avoid his magic as well as his attacks. The group tries everything. They try fighting individually, they try fighting together, they try doing new strategies that they've never done before. Even with Goku and Chi-Chi there in Super Saiyan 2, there's nothing much that they can do. Every idea that someone in the group offers doesn't help. Shin and Kibito are getting more and more anxious. They really want to retreat by now, telling the group that it might be their best option. But they insist on doing this. Not to mention, if they retreat, that means they're going to leave Buu here to wreak havoc on Earth. They gotta at least find a way to slow him down, if anything. They're not entirely sure they can defeat him, but maybe they could stall him for a bit. At least until they actually do think of something. Just to have some more fun, Buu begins launching candy beams everywhere. Not even necessarily trying to be precise, he's just shooting them around. This poses some trouble for the group because if they turn into candy, I don't think I need to tell you that that's a bad thing. This is probably worse than his regular attacks because if they're hit by that, they're completely incapacitated. They narrowly avoid these attacks, while Piccolo begins talking to Gohan. Maybe the two of them need to try and max out Kaioken even more. Yeah, it's risky, but if they go to higher levels, it'll be more effective. And even though they could only use it for a short period of time, it'll be just enough. Just a short burst of more energy might be what they need to actually defeat Buu. But Gohan tells Piccolo that's impossible. He doesn't have enough energy left to go beyond where he is right now. Not only will it deplete too fast and injure him too much, but it's just not possible at the moment. He doesn't have the energy in him to spare. If they give him some time to charge more energy, maybe he'll be able to do it. But it's still not definite, although it seems like their best chance right now. And in order to do that, the group would need to hold off Buu for much longer, which also seems kind of impossible at the moment. There has to be some good plan that they can do to at least hold Buu off. Goku and Chi-Chi turn to each other and get an idea. If Gohan needs more energy, they'll be glad to lend it. Gohan asks why they're doing that. If they give up their energy, then they're not going to be able to do anything. But they remind Gohan of the trade-off. Super Saiyan 2 is not something that they can keep increasing. But as for Kaioken, Gohan doesn't know his limits with that. Maybe if they gave him some of their energy and charged him up more, that burst of Kaioken that he does could be higher than anyone's power at the moment. Even if it'd only be for a brief few seconds, that brief few seconds might be enough for him to charge up a full power Kamehameha, launching it at Buu and incinerating it. It's a very risky maneuver, but really, they don't really have anything else to do at the moment. So, they decide to go with this. Buu watches on confused as Goku and Chi-Chi put their hand on Gohan, powering up into Super Saiyan 2, and then going down into base as Gohan's filled with their energy. And Gohan feels completely recharged. Not only is he at his maximum output, but he has a little extra that he could use. It's a huge boost in energy and a huge boost in power, and it makes him feel more confident in their plan. Without wasting any time, he immediately goes into Kaioken once more, but this time it's different. He's powering up way beyond where he ever was before. Piccolo watches on amazed. Gohan's not only in Super Saiyan, but he has Kaioken on top of that at a pretty high level. He shouts times 10. This is their only shot at defeating Buu right now. Just consider how strong that is in comparison to everyone else. It's the multiplier of Super Saiyan with another 10 times multiplier on top of it. It's massive. Although it's not really something he could use long. It's not like he has infinite energy to do this. And it also is pretty painful. Gohan quickly lunges at Buu and begins attacking, and he's actually overwhelming the Majin. He's trying his hardest to find an opening so he can launch a full power attack to erase him. And the group watches on hoping everything goes okay. But then they hear Shin behind them yell out. He notices that something's wrong. Not with Buu or Gohan, but Vegeta. He's gone. He was just unconscious on the ground nearby and now they can't find him. As Gohan continues Buu, he's then shocked that someone else jumps into fight too. A quick flash of red light appears, and then Gohan sees Vegeta. He's woken up, and it seems he's overcome the Majin curse. The group looks over to see him as well. Vegeta actually seems like he's back to normal, and he tells the group to stop messing around. Gohan's power-up might be great, but he can't do this alone. He offers Gohan his help, and the two begin fighting together. Krillin and Piccolo watch on as well. And since Krillin's really the only one who hasn't lost all his power, he lends it to Piccolo, telling him to join the fight. Piccolo didn't expect this, but he thanks Krillin. The power from Krillin isn't a huge amount, but it's just enough for him to get back into the battle. Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo are teamed up against Buu, all of them in Kaioken. Vegeta tells them right away, they need to coordinate. They need to synchronize the perfect attack to defeat Buu. and he tells them to get ready on his command. When they get the cue, he wants them to all power up with Kaioken, going to the maximum output they have possible. He doesn't care if it hurts them or uses all their energy. It's their last chance. The other fighters decide to help with a distraction. Even though Goku, Chi-Chi, and Krillin don't have much power left, Chi-Chi and Krillin each create a Kienzan, flinging at a Buu as he's sliced into pieces. Goku then jumps in, blinding Buu, creating the perfect opening. Vegeta shouts now. And together, the three of them all power up. A massive red aura appears, and the entire area begins shaking as they shout Kaioken. The light from it is so bright too. Even from the tournament arena, people notice a red glow from far away. As the three prepare their Kaioken assault, Buu regenerates from being attacked by Chi-Chi and Krillin, but just as he does, he's hit head on by 3 beam attacks. This attack is so powerful that it incinerates the entire area, turning all of the sand around them into glass. The clouds part above as the beams launch off into the atmosphere, with Buu desperately trying to push back, but to no avail, as he's destroyed by their combined attacks. Babidi is defeated, Buu's defeated, and now it seems that they claim victory. Goku, Chi-Chi, Krillin, and the 2 Kais watch on amazed, and they see Buu's completely eradicated. And obviously Babidi stands no chance. Gohan and Vegeta power down exhausted, collapsing onto the ground, with Piccolo barely being able to stand. He could at least handle Kaioken better. But Vegeta and Gohan can't even stand up. They did it. They defeated Buu. And the best part is, Vegeta seems to be back to normal. He apologized to the group for his actions, and hopes that this makes up for it. So with all of this out of the way, the Buu saga's ended, and now we can move on to the next arc. So naturally, there's another short time skip in between everything, and everyone continues training. Goku and Chi-Chi continue down their current path, wondering if they could surpass Super Saiyan 2. Goten even joins in on their training as well. He is older now, and due to him being a full Saiyan, he's not the same Goten. Not that he was never motivated in the original series, but here, he's so much more focused on wanting to actually fight. And even though he doesn't have the immense potential of a hybrid Saiyan, he makes up for it with all his great training and his training partners. He wants to one day become just as strong as his brother and his parents. And he definitely has that Saiyan mindset. It's weird, he's really the first of his kind. A pure Saiyan born on Earth and being raised there. And unlike Goku, it's not like he has to hit his head to become good. He's just raised to be good. As for Vegeta, he's kind of in a weird spot. He doesn't really have a rivalry with Goku like he has in the main series, nor does he have one with Chi-Chi, but is instead really focused on himself. Although it's kind of dissipated, he still does feel that Chi-Chi cheated, but he doesn't care that much about it anymore, and thinks that there's no point competing. If anything, it just serves as more motivation to him. Unlike Chi-Chi, he won't have to rely on tricks or wishes to get strong. Pure training will be enough. He's somewhat distant from Goku compared to normal. Obviously the two see each other from time to time and train, but he's not too set on that. Oddly enough, he actually forms more of a rivalry with Piccolo, and with Gohan too. Considering the three of them use a similar technique, the three of them like to train together, since it's really something that only the three of them could really relate on. Not to mention, since they are practicing Kaioken, they decide to visit King Kai from time to time. He does know most about it after all. And while Goku and Chi-Chi are set on improving Super Saiyan 2, these three are more set on improving Kaioken. Unlike those Saiyan transformations, Kaioken might not have limits, besides the strength of one's body, but in terms of the multipliers, they could probably keep going even higher and higher. Piccolo's already got it at great rates. He can go up to times 100. For Gohan and Vegeta, it's obviously different, but maybe they can go even beyond that too. And who knows what Piccolo could strive for? Times 200? Times 500? 1,000? They're excited just thinking about it, and they know they want to surpass their limits in this way. Vegeta and Gohan view this as better than Super Saiyan 2, because if they perfect Kaioken to a certain level, it'll be a bigger multiplier. They saw what it was like for Gohan when he got that power up during the Buu saga, and Super Saiyan 2 would just mean they have to relearn Super Kaioken again. It wouldn't really be worth the effort. As for Piccolo, his best course of action is to strengthen his regeneration, instead of trying to increase Kaioken at the moment. He does get more efficient with Kaioken, but more importantly, getting more efficient with regeneration first would be better. If he becomes more efficient with that, he'll regenerate quicker with less stamina usage, and that'll help with Kaioken to the point where it could be used for prolonged periods of time and with higher multipliers. Once his regeneration is improved far beyond where it is now, he'll then start focusing on higher multiplications of Kaioken. Combine the two together, and you get a really powerful combo for Piccolo, making him a very formidable rival for Vegeta and Gohan. Everyone's life continues normally for a few years, but one day while these three are on King Kai's planet, King Kai starts panicking. Apparently some sort of visitor is coming, and King Kai tries to play it off like it's all okay, but eventually lets it slip that it's Lord Beerus, and Vegeta hears this name and is shocked. King Kai's surprised. Wait, Vegeta knows who Beerus is? Oh no, this can't be good. Beerus then arrives on the planet, amused to see that King Kai has 3 students. Vegeta immediately bows, and Gohan and Piccolo don't really know what to do, so they just bow in response as well. He introduces himself to Gohan and Piccolo, and as for Vegeta, he tells Vegeta what he's here for. He's looking for something called a Super Saiyan God, and since Vegeta is a Saiyan after all, maybe he knows something about it. Vegeta's actually kind of confused by this. He's never heard of a Super Saiyan God, but if Beerus wants, They could fight him, just so we can get a gauge of their power. Well, if they say so. Vegeta fights Beerus first, it goes nowhere. Gohan then fights Beerus, and that goes nowhere. And just for fun, even though he's not a Saiyan, Piccolo fights too, but that goes nowhere. Although, Beerus is impressed with their strength. This Kaioken thing that they're using is pretty impressive, and he commends King Kai for it. It seems he's taught his students well. Although, there still is the issue that they've never found out about any Super Saiyan God or whatever. He still does want to look for it. Although he is kind of enjoying himself here, he tells all three of them to fight him at once. That might be more interesting, and with the three of them fighting together, he's surprised at their teamwork and their power combined. It does make the fight more interesting, but of course Beerus would still win. He fends them all off but sees their promise. So there really is no Super Saiyan God though. Vegeta tells Beerus that there are more Saiyans on Earth, but they wouldn't know about anything either. There's 2 full Saiyan adults and a full Saiyan kid. But Vegeta says if anything, he'd be the one to know about this. And they're more focused on some Super Saiyan 3 thing or whatever. Beerus turns to Whis and the two of them begin thinking. Why not invite Vegeta to their planet? From what they're hearing and seeing, he seems to be the strongest. And since it's called Super Saiyan God, it might have something to do with God Ki. Whis theorizes that maybe, if Vegeta gets access to God Ki, he could then get Super Saiyan God just from training, assuming it is some sort of transformation. As the name implies, it's a Super Saiyan form, 2 of which are already pre-existing and are able to be unlocked. Well, Vegeta concurs with this. He can't really think of anything else, so he'll go with them if they want. It'll also be better training for him. Gohan and Piccolo decide to stay with King Kai since he's closer to Earth, while Vegeta ends up going with Beerus. And Beerus tells Vegeta, if this goes well, he'll grab those other 2 Saiyans on Earth. 3 chances at a Super Saiyan God. That'll make the odds much better than they are right now. Eventually Goku and Chi-Chi do hear about this. They're not too shocked about Beerus being a thing, they're more so shocked that Vegeta went off and trained on his own without them. Whatever sort of godly training he's doing sounds really interesting and they wish they got to go. And as I mentioned, they would eventually get invited, although there is one issue. Chi-Chi and Goku are concerned about Goten. He would be left on Earth pretty much alone. Of course, Gohan would be there and he could help take care of Goten, but still, he'd be without his parents. But surprisingly, Goten's actually kind of fine with this. It may seem weird, but you gotta remember, Goten's a full Saiyan. Full Saiyans are much more individualistic. I mean, look at Vegeta and Raditz. They were around destroying planets as kids. Baby Saiyans are sent to low-level planets to destroy them, and they mature surprisingly quick. Even Goku as a kid, while he definitely wasn't a normal Saiyan at that point, he was still very independent living out in the woods alone. Plus, Goten thinks he's fine because he has a bunch of other people there. Gohan and Videl are there after all if he needs anything, as well as Bulma. He's a lot more mature and self-sufficient than a regular human at his age. He can live fine alone, and Vegeta actually notes this too. It does make sense for a full Saiyan to act like this. Well, if Goten says so. If he ever needs anything, they'll definitely come back here. But he insists that he's fine on his own. And if anything, this will be better for him. Training alone might be better than what he's doing right now. It'll make him less reliant on others. So, the two of them go off to Beerus' planet with Vegeta. And not long after doing so, Goten immediately regrets saying this. Not because he misses them or doesn't feel like he could live alone, but because he feels bored. He feels like he's left behind in a way. If anything, he should have just gone with them. Beerus didn't really want some kid running around his planet, which Goten's kind of bummed out about. But even besides that, he feels like it's a symptom of a larger issue. He asks Trunks if he feels the same, but Trunks doesn't really mind. He likes training now and then, but his human side makes him much more accustomed to living peacefully, and not so focused on trying to get stronger and being able to blow up planets or whatever. But Goten feels that they're wasting their potential. They could be doing so much more in terms of power. It would be nice if they were involved in all of these cool fights with their parents and Gohan. They continue their training while on Earth, keeping this in mind. They want to get involved in whatever big fight is next. They want to prove that they're responsible enough to do this thing. Maybe if they do that, Goten can get a ticket onto Beerus' planet, training at the high level that everyone else is training at. Gohan takes Goten to King Kai's planet sometimes, and while he has fun with that, he doesn't really want to focus on learning Kaioken like Gohan is. Learning Kaioken at the level that Piccolo and Gohan have it at, that's going to take him way too long. And plus, it's not like he can stay on King Kai's planet for too long. He goes back and forth from there in Earth to get to school and everything. He really just wants to get involved in the fight, and he's pretty bummed out. One day he's training with Trunks, and they notice something odd up in the sky. There's spaceships approaching Earth. They're definitely not made by humans. They're not sure what it is, but it's definitely some sort of alien spaceship. And Goten realizes, this is his chance. This must be some sort of alien invasion. He can defend Earth against him and prove himself as strong. Trunks is ready to join in too. And the two head out to where that spaceship is going towards. And with that, we'll leave off here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think is going to happen next time with Goten and Trunks and everyone else in their training? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.